10,000 baby boomers are retiring every day in the United States, many of them planning to supplement their retirement income by continuing to work, maybe part-time, or they do some side projects.
Yes, but some experts say it's a dangerous retirement gamble that you don't want to make. Darrell Bryant is back with us this morning to talk about it.
He's the president of Bryant Retirement Strategies and host of Retirement Strategies Radio on KFAB. Good morning, Darrell. How are you?
Hi,
Good
Darrell.
morning.
So, it's good to see you.
We
Good to
bring up
see
a
you.
good question here. It is good to see you. If a retired person,
Mike's like right
I know,
into
I'm gonna
business.
dive
Let's just
right
go.
into this, right? But if a retired person wants to make a little bit of extra cash, into retirement, is it a good thing? But I hear it could be a little bit of a gamble.
Well, here's the thing, is we have a retirement epidemic going on. I think we're all beginning to realize that. You have a lot of people that fail to save for so long, thinking that they will just continue to work going into retirement. But the problem is only about 50% of people, believe it or not, 50% of retirees, retirement age folks, are actually able to continue to work even though they planned on doing that. So it's a really, really big deal. So if you're a husband or wife at home, you can look at your wife or husband and say, it's going to be one of the two of us that are going to be unable to continue to work even though we planned on doing that. Why? Because we have health issues, we might have aging parent issues, could be a problem. And the thing is that it's not necessarily a life-threatening thing that keeps you from being able to go to work. It could be, hey, my back is out, my hips, my knees, I just can't keep up anymore, and I'm just not feeling well. We get that all the time at the office where somebody will come in and they'll say, can I retire? Do I have enough money to retire because I just can't keep this pace anymore? Whether they're a UPS person or whatever they are, particularly laborers, where your body just wears out. So it's a big deal.
A lot of baby boomers are in this predicament because of what happened in 2008. Man alive, did they lose a lot of money when the economy, just things were a mess for a while. But now they're looking at maybe a part-time job or a side job, as Mike said, to try to make some of that back.
Yeah, so that's a good point, Mary. What happened in 2008 when the market declined 50%? We used to say 401ks became 201ks, which was never really all that funny, but that was the kind of the joke. Our 401k is now a 201k. Why? Because the market fell 50% during that time period. So we had folks, now remember, we're a retirement-specific shop. So people would come to us, as I used to say, with their hat in their hand, saying, you know what, I've been with XYZ, I've been with a stock guy, he's just trying to grow my money. I've never really needed for the past several years to grow my money. What I'm interested in is an income plan. If you look at my portfolio, it looks like I was a 35-year-old, went into retirement, had steep devaluation. In other words, all my stuff went down. Now my $700,000 is only $350,000. What am I supposed to do now? Well, that's a good question. What are you supposed to do now? What we should have done in the first place was arrange our finances properly so that we have safety valves set up so that when, not if, but when markets decline, and they will, they're market cycles, we know what's going to happen, and when that happens, we have somewhere we can go. Think of a special wallet you have in your back pocket, just so that when markets decline, you can go to that back pocket, let these other values percolate back up, right? Continue the same lifestyle. You're still going to have to pay the, you got to pay the lights, going to have to eat. So you better have a properly designed retirement program that can weather all sorts of economic events.
Which is important for people out there, especially those who can't work. Maybe they're in their retirement years and they don't have the ability to work at this point. What can they do to supplement that income, maybe that they need for retirement? Well,
there's not a lot you can do. What are you supposed to do? I can't work. I'm trying to generate income. Certainly you could do something like do a reverse mortgage. The probability of you going out, however, and being able to secure home equity line of credit is going to be diminished because you don't have any income, so who's going to loan you money, right? So what you're forced into is to actually change your lifestyle, sell the house, get a smaller one. What are we going to do? We have a retirement epidemic going on here. We're going to have major problems as we move through, in my opinion, as we move through these next couple of decades. I think we're going to see Social Security reduced. We can already see that on the horizon. All of those Social Security payments that are coming in now are dependent upon a strong economy because the money's coming in the front door and going out the back door. Okay. Currently, there's no savings in the Social Security department. Got some major problems, so you better get ready because it's coming.
I think about the city of Omaha, home to a number of major corporations here, and I know you work with a lot of those folks as they're looking at retiring.
Yes, we do. A lot of people from Kellogg's, UP, ConAgra, Valmont, et cetera, we're very, very familiar with their retirement programs. We understand their pensions or not. We understand rollovers and intricacies in a lot of cases about their investment options while they're still working and so on. Pension maximization, whether or not you get Social Security or just railroad retirement, et cetera. Also, all of the federal employees with their TSPs and so forth. We're very familiar with all of those retirement plans, and so it's easy for us to navigate and put together retirement plans.
There's just so much to think about. We've covered a lot right here, but there's so much to think about, and to get retirement advice from you directly, you're giving away this report. It's a special offer that you're bringing to our viewers.
Yeah, we sure do. 7 things you ought to know about retirement. So it could be anything. The problem with not knowing is you don't know what you don't know, right? And you don't know how deep that goes, your lack of knowledge. So consider things like the 4% rule, or just bad investment posture as you move into retirement, or pension maximization, or Social Security maximization, longevity issues, and so forth. Economic stuff. Do I go with dividends or interest or annuity type stuff? What are all these things? There's a lot of things to know, and you're supposed to become an expert in about a month as you get ready to retire. It's a crazy thing.
Well, it's Darrell's specialty. So if you are within that red zone, so 5 to 7 years from retirement, that's the point where you start to think about transitioning from the folks who've been helping you with your money to somebody who is retirement oriented, and he can sit down and talk to you specifically about what you've saved and what your goals are as you look at that next chapter. Darrell, it's good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Good week. Guests of the Morning Blend start their day